Well, hey there, Mouseketeers. Welcome to the Disneyland Beat, where our toes tap to a Disneyland drum.
And we always whistle while we work.
We are always on a lookout for a great deal on hotels for our many trips to Disneyland. For our most recent trip, we stayed for a week at one of the Disneyland Good Neighbor hotels, the Anaheim Hotel. Stick around to hear the pros and cons of staying at the Anaheim from a Mouseketeer point of view.
Rule number 1, location, location, location. When choosing, our number one priority is that it be within walking distance of Disneyland. We do try and visit other Southern California beaches and sites when we're there, but our main focus is always Disney parks. 90% of this review will focus on Disneyland, but we'll also touch on how well the hotel functions as a base for visiting Southern California in general. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Before I get in too deep, please take a moment to like and subscribe to this channel so you can keep up with each and every Disneyland beat.
Okay, so on with the review. The Anaheim is on the southeast corner of Harbour Blvd and Disney Way. It's about a 5 to 10 minute walk to the park depending on crosswalk light timing. We have stayed at closer hotels. There are only about 5 or 6 that could possibly be considered closer, but we were really happy with this one, and you will see why throughout the video.
The location requires you to navigate 2 different intersections on your walk to the Esplanade, which is the biggest drag.
But at least one intersection is not so heavily traveled. You can cross Harbour Blvd right across from the hotel, which is a pretty busy intersection, but once you cross Harbour, the other cross is a Disney bus lot, so there isn't a whole lot of traffic. It's unlikely that most traffic will turn into the lot, which makes it easy to cross and relatively quick.
True. It is a nicer and less crowded walk. You do have to walk past the pickup and drop-off area, which is sometimes crowded, but it's still pleasant. Also, the proximity to the park with its bright lights and guest traffic meant that we also felt comfortable and safe at all hours, even walking back to the hotel late at night.
We've all seen the couple shirts. You know, the ones where the ladies' shirts say, "Best day ever," and the masculine counterpart, "Most expensive day ever." Well, for me, price is a close second when considering our hotel stay, as it is one of the largest expenses whenever we visit. I started looking for hotel deals for our November trip right after we got back from our September trip, and found prices at the Anaheim to be some of the lowest you can find so close to the park. My best recommendation is to check out third-party websites for the best deal you can find at the time you want to visit. For the Anaheim, you can usually find a better price through a third-party site. We found a deal during the holiday season where we snagged a 2-queen bed room for 3 of us under $100 a night on weekdays and just a little over $100 on weekends.
They do offer a 15% discount for annual pass holders, so if you plan on visiting Disneyland twice a year, an annual pass will save you money. These days, whenever we visit, we always work out a budget for flying and renting a car versus driving, and then the cost of our hotel stay. Because the park tickets are paid for already, they're not a factor in our budget. We managed to keep our flight, car rental, and hotel costs under $1,000 for all 3 of us for a week-long trip. It's expensive purchasing an annual pass, but it is one way that you can keep individual trips a little cheaper.
We went for under $1,000, the 3 of us?
Yeah, right around $975 is what our final expenses were once I added them all together.
Nice. Anyway, we really liked our stay at the Anaheim. It's a 3-diamond hotel with a space-agey, mid-century modern design. The lobby is large and modern looking, and it's a great bar.
One of the things I really liked about the hotel was that it didn't have any tall towers. There were several different guest buildings, which only went up to 2 floors.
That was nice. It does take up a lot of space. The whole complex sits on 9 acres.
That doesn't surprise me. There was a lot of green space between buildings, and there was a large courtyard between the buildings for wedding rentals. There was another that had large games and another with tables and a fountain. The grounds were nice. There were lots of tall palms and beautiful flowers and plants.
Well, each room also had either a balcony or a large patio, and I thought that was a really nice touch.
Yeah, me too.
The rooms are clean and bright with a very modern feel. Ours was a first-floor room with a great fenced-in private patio and several windows, which gave us lots of natural light. There was a flat-screen TV and coffee maker.
Which was great because they don't provide a continental breakfast, and I need coffee.
Right. And there was also a mini fridge and a room safe.
Our son thought the drawers under the beds were brilliant. A table would have been nice as we do a lot of sandwiches and snacks in the hotel.
But there was a table out on the patio, and I love spending as much time outside as I could, to be honest. I will say the heating and air conditioning was a little dated, but it worked just fine.
They also had a nice-looking but small gym, an office center with individual kiosks, plus a full bar and a gift shop in the main lobby.
The gift shop was super convenient. I think we stopped by there at least 3 times.
Yeah, we had to pick up a new autograph book to replace the one that I forgot to pack, and chapstick.
Oh, and those mini mouse ears. I like being able to pick up Disneyland souvenirs cheaper. Plus, we could show up at the park prepared for the day and not have to hunt down whatever we were missing.
So I didn't swim, but there was a nice-looking Olympic-sized heated pool.
Heated might be a bit generous. It was pretty chilly, but we still had fun swimming outside in November. The spa was nice. Small, clean, and warm, with bubbles.
The pool also gives you a pretty decent view of the Disneyland fireworks. We have stayed at hotels with better rooftop views, but we had a great evening sitting at the poolside chairs, getting a 6-pack delivered, and watching the fireworks.
In general, we were happy with the service at the hotel. Everyone from the cleaning staff to the concierge was accommodating and pleasant.
So parking is what's next on the list, and I believe you did most of the research on parking?
Yes, parking. And this is one of the best parking deals on Harbour Blvd that we've found. So if you're new to staying in a hotel at Disneyland, you should always be aware that every hotel charges for parking. Even the Disneyland hotels charge for parking in addition to the room fee.
Which I think is crazy. We're paying to visit your park and stay in your hotel, and you're gonna charge me to park my car? Just wrap it all up in one fee, please.
Yeah, all right. But everyone charges for parking. Parking at the Anaheim was only $12 per day for our one large SUV. There's lots of open parking, no garage or valet parking, which was super convenient, I thought.
Yeah, it made unloading and packing up easier. We were able to find a spot pretty close to our room, and it looked to me like parking surrounded the entire hotel. So no matter which building you ended up in, there was close parking.
They also allowed us to stay parked in the lot for a full day after we checked out. So you can check out and spend at least a whole day in the park and then hop in your car and drive to the airport.
I'm pretty sure they charged us the $12 fee for that day.
They did, but it was still cheaper for us to stay there than to park at the Disneyland lot, and it was a lot more convenient.
True, it was pretty convenient. Speaking of convenience, I found it super helpful having a restaurant right there.
Yeah, it was a pretty weird setup, but no complaints. The restaurant called The Pizza Press offers reasonably priced pizza, which we thought was okay.
It wasn't bad. I like it better than Pizza Planet.
Yeah, I wish Disney would get a better pizza option in the park too, right? Like Mod would be so great in the park. Like if they can do it, why can't Disney do it? I really love that thin wood-fired pizza anyways. Pizza Press has a public menu of pizzas, but if you order from your room, that very same kitchen will also make you burgers, chicken tenders, salads, club sandwiches, that kind of stuff. It can be delivered to your room or you can pick it up.
There was also a small breakfast menu available through 11 a.m., but as I said earlier, there wasn't a continental breakfast option at the hotel. The restaurant was it. I was thankful for the coffee maker every morning.
Overall, the food options were fairly solid. Mainly comfort food, freshly made, and not too greasy.
I missed seeing room decorations on this trip.
Yeah, me too. We didn't walk past a bunch of different rooms at this hotel that had decorations up. At a lot of hotels further north on Harbour Blvd, it's fun to see other Disneyland fans decorating their hotel rooms and showing their Disney love. It may have just been the timing of this trip.
You're right, we didn't see a whole lot of Disney decorated rooms.
Well, speaking of exploring, we always like to try to absorb as much California as we can when we visit. So we try to spend at least 1 or 2 days away from the park. Well, this time we visited the family in Irvine and spent a morning seeing sea lions at La Jolla. It was really nice to be able to walk out from our room, get in our car, get in and drive away without worrying about losing that great parking spot.
Or having to wait for the valet.
The hotel is right next to the Anaheim Garden Walk and super close to the convention center. So it's a great place to stay if you're just in the area. You don't necessarily have to be visiting Disneyland.
So our overall takeaway is that the Anaheim Hotel is a great place to stay. The location and price were perfect for us.
I really love the mid-century theming. I've been doing a lot of reading and making videos on Disneyland history, and staying in a hotel that has a feel of a place that Walt could have stayed at himself while still having great modern amenities for it, well, that made it a great place to stay.
So there you have it, a nice, clean, affordable hotel with character. We highly recommend it for your next Disneyland trip.
Well, I hope you found this video helpful. If so, please take a moment to like and subscribe to this channel so you can keep up with each and every Disneyland beat. We'll
see you real soon, Mouseketeers.